Hey guys, Adam coming to you from the Investor Boardroom with this week's episode. What you're about to watch is a quick conversation that I was having with a good friend of mine. He's co-owner of a software business, is an investor. He's active in stocks, he's active in real estate, and he's thinking about getting into cryptocurrency. So this conversation revolves around crypto versus real estate. Before we get into the conversation, which I think you're really going to like, as always, do us a solid, hit the like button if you get any value from today's episode. Share it with anybody that you think may benefit. And if you like the video, I'd highly encourage you to hit the subscribe button. That way you don't miss out on any of our future content.
So Adam, a buddy of mine recently bought some land in the metaverse, some NFTs, and he's one of those guys that's been really obsessed with getting into crypto.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on investments like that?
Investments like that, you mean just crypto, NFTs, digital real estate, kind of all of it?
Yeah, pretty much as a whole. I mean, I'm just interested in your thoughts. Do you think one's better than the other? I mean, what's your take on all of it, if you could?
Sure, yeah. Well, opinions are always going to vary across all asset classes, right? You can find plenty of people on YouTube and Instagram that are gold bugs or silver fanatics or crypto or anything that is an asset class. You're going to have, I think, your avid, devout people who are preaching that as the only investment vehicle out there. But I think to go kind of back to the question about crypto and NFTs and digital real estate in general, I think it's really interesting. I think that crypto is going to be a disruptor. We don't know how disruptive it's going to be yet with regulation from governments and whatnot. You're seeing certain countries are coming out and adopting different bits or different types of cryptocurrency as their currency. So you're starting to see more and more of this adoption, and that's going to, I think, lead to more institutional adoption for cryptocurrency in general. But most of the big institutional money and governments adopting are happening with your big coins, right? Your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, your more established things. And so I don't know that you see some of the crazy upside in Bitcoin if you were to buy it today as you saw when it was $70 a coin. So now, my understanding of crypto and NFTs, it's very novice, okay? But so my understanding is that these are kind of known as stable coins. Those are the ones that have the greatest level of adoption. Those are probably the ones that are the most stable coins. But again, risk reward, if they're more stable, you're probably not going to see the same amount of upside. Now, there's a ton of coins out there and all these different projects out there in crypto and DeFi, decentralized finance. You never know. There's literally thousands and thousands of altcoins. They're known as altcoins, alternative coins, or affectionately sometimes they're known as crap coins or shit coins because people just gamble on them. Shiba Inu, okay, now we're gonna, there's all these crazy coins that come out. Some of them have good utility. Others are meme coins that just have really great returns because group psychology is weird and you never know what's gonna hit, right? So I think that crypto is really cool to kind of gamble in with a teeny tiny bit of kind of my nest egg. So I've got money in different crypto things. I'm in a node as a service, a DeFi project right now. It's not going well at all. I bought it at what wound up being the high, and it's dropped pretty significantly during that time. So I'm sitting here kind of smiling about it because I'm not banking my financial future on this. If it hits and I make a ton of money on it, awesome. If it doesn't, it's not going to bankrupt me. I'm not going to have any difficulty paying my bills, right? But so because I think that it has the potential of being a disruptor, I do want to dabble in it a little bit, but I just don't know enough about it. It hasn't been around long enough. It's still extremely volatile, and I really don't like risk.
Do you feel the same way about NFTs and virtual real estate?
Yes, and I think that they are riskier. I still think they have the potential to be a disruptor, but they've been around even less time than crypto. They've been around, there's less to go around, there's less knowledge, there's all these different, the more that you learn about crypto and the space in general, the more that you realize that there's a lot more to it than you initially thought. So there's different networks, and the different networks have different NFTs that they use, and the different networks have different metaverses that they're going to be using. And so I think it's a really cool and a really interesting space. I do think that it is likely the future, but it is so new and so early on in its life cycle that I'm just not comfortable putting any amount of significant capital into any of those things. If I had a direct connect to like the 17-year-old wonder kid that every single NFT he invested in, or she, skyrocketed, then I'd probably be putting more money into it. But as of right now, the bulk of my time and energy are occupied with real estate. I think that real estate is a much more stable asset class. I think that when it comes to wealth building, I'm okay being the tortoise. I have a little girl, she's 18 months old actually today, the day of this recording, and so we're constantly reading different fables to her, and she really likes the tortoise and the hare. I think that you could gamble correctly and hit really big with crypto, NFTs, digital real estate, that's the hare, right? You could also pick the wrong one, and that rabbit could fall asleep right before the finish line. And in a couple years, me with my real estate as the tortoise, I'm passing you by, right? And I'm running laps. So I just think it's a more stable, more consistent, more tried and true investment. And until, crypto stabilizes a little bit more, you see these crazy swings in the value of Bitcoin and Ethereum, which are supposed to be the stable coins, but yet you still see 30-40% changes in value, boom like that. It's too risky for me to have a significant chunk of my nest egg in.